All right, here's our next episode of the True Hot Seat, and today's guest, no one will believe. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do a little formal introduction. Tina Louise Sanchez. It's running.
Hi. Oh, I'm going to turn around, and that way you can see the.
Perfect. So, hey, Tina, what do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm just a realtor.
You are just a realtor? Do you do anything else other than, realtor?
No. All right. Well, I guess I'm an investor also. I have rentals. That's it.
That's it? Okay. So tell me a little bit of what's gone on in your real estate business in the last 12 months.
Okay. So last year, I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that I probably got off a lot of social media. The only thing you probably see is that I moved to Long Beach because now everyone associates Long Beach with TLS. But I moved to four different offices last year.
Okay, so if you guys know Tina Louise, she's known for her marketing. You were very heavy in what area?
Upland, Ontario.
Upland in Ontario. Okay, so this is crazy. So you moved 4 offices in 1 year. Why?
Just like everyone else, you would see all these commercials, commisery, you would see I went into panic mode. You were reading, oh my gosh, the market's going to crash, the bubble's here, this and that. And the first thing I did was I was like, oh, let's just sell our house. We have so much equity in it, and why not sell it? So I ended up selling my house, moving to Long Beach. I love Long Beach though. Okay. Love it. And then when I got here, I'm like, okay, well, now what am I going to do? Because I still have to work. I still have clients in the Inland Empire. Don't get me wrong. Love all my clients. And I'm so thankful that I still have a lot of my referral-based clients. But basically, I moved and starting all over. I'm like a brand new agent out here. I was even like, I think I may even hit you up like thinking, I think I did hit you up. Remember when I said, hey, would you be willing to buy leads in Long Beach and I'll even work them? I was hitting up a lot of major players in the industry saying, hey, I think I'm going to move to Long Beach and I'm going to be on a team because I need to revamp myself out here.
Okay, so let me ask you. So you went into panic mode, right?
Yes.
Why would someone like Tina Louise go into panic mode?
I've only been in the industry since 2014. I've never been in You've
never seen a crash?
No, I've never seen a crash. And I don't know what a crash. When you start reading and you start seeing everyone's like, save your money. We're going to have a crash. We're going to do this. We're going to be that. And the sky is falling. Everyone sell now before the market crashes and the bubble bursts. And I don't even, when people say the bubble's going to burst, I'm like, what the fuck does the bubble burst mean? So. Okay.
So, and mind you, and I know that you just told me you hit up 4 offices.
Yes.
And this is great. Okay.
4 1099s.
4 1099s for 2018. I'm so happy that you're sharing this part of your story because of the fact that there is a lot of moving around right now. And one of the main components, happens to be where is the market headed, number one. The second one is, who am I really going to work for or with that is not going to be affected, by this market shift or condition. But what got into your head? Why did you even start going that route?
Honestly, I was scared. And I was getting, the IE was getting too hot for me too, but I was just scared. I honestly was just scared. That's it. And it's the weirdest thing because we have no idea of like when we moved out here, even with Adrian, he was like, really, we're going to move out there. I'm like, yeah, why not? Never. But we love it. thank God. And it's worked out just fine, but I was mostly just scared and I wanted to change. Um, I
Okay.
think you know what? And I think I hit a ceiling also when I think, when I was in Ontario.
Well, what do you think you learned from being at four different locations in that short period of time? And what I'm saying is, I like the fact that you did it, because this is something that I tell a lot of, my close friends, my agents, to do. Is it's one thing to be committed to, a company, or follow a certain individual, but you were able to experience four different
Yep.
companies that are actually booming right now. So
Yeah.
they're in the boom right now. So what did you learn from you going into those offices for the amount of time that you did?
Uh, that experience really matters. I don't care what agent you are. If you have no fucking transactions under your belt, you don't know shit. You can't read real estate in a book. When I second to last company I was with, and this is a big company. They're nationwide. They're on the commercials. They're the ones that everyone was. I don't want to. They're the same color as my shirt right now, as my sweater. So when I went, I'm just tripping out. Like I said, but experience matters, and that is probably what has kept me going, because even like I said, the four offices I went to, I still made close to 200, and how many agents make that?
Right, right. So even though you still hadn't found your home,
Yep.
um, question: do you feel that you're at home now, based on the market now stabilizing? Do you feel that you are
As far
you're
as an
grounded?
office, no.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
granted.
no, because at the end of the day, um, you're your own boss. Nobody fucking holds your hand. Nobody tells you, hey, go do this, go do that. I mean, yeah, you can tell me but you are your own boss. You need to hold yourself accountable. I mean, I say this because I have not worked, but the only way then I started working, I'm like, oh, it is just me. That's why I was able to, like, even sometimes I have doubts because I'm like, gosh, who moves four offices? But then when I talk to other agents and numbers don't lie, and when people pull up my numbers, they're like, how did you still did well? And I'm like, I did. I moved four different times last year, but I did. I probably sold, like I said, I still sold over 8 million, and that was me selling my own house, moving, and did not even work. I only helped a handful of clients last year, and that was basically it. So
Okay, so you took off from Upland, and here's the other part, because I always tell people, you got to make your exit, and the other thing is you have to be able to enjoy it, right? So it seems like you were always destined. You've always wanted to go towards the water, because I
yes,
personally spoke to you in
yes,
detail about that. So is there a culture shock now that you're closer to the water? Comparing where you used
yes,
to live to where you are now. Tell me a little bit about that.
it's different. Um, Man, I don't want to get in trouble either, but everybody works differently. No two agents work the same. And
Oh, I'm
that's,
not. I'm not even talking the
yeah,
business though, Tina. Like,
just,
how is it adapting from the size of home that you
oh
have?
my gosh, it's totally different. So this is my office. Okay. I'm in my living room of my second unit. I bought it. When I sold, I bought a duplex, and I
Okay.
occupy both dwellings because it's still smaller than what I'm freaking used to. But it is different. The cost of living is double. Everything is just different.
Now, is that something that you prepared yourself for?
No, I did not prepare myself for this. That's probably why I freaking worked at four different offices last year, because I thought like, oh, somebody, if I work in an office here, maybe somebody will give me like magic beans, and all of a sudden I'll have a farm. But no, it's still the same shit. You still have to farm, you still have to call, you still have to prospect, you just have to work.
You still have to build a name for yourself, right?
You have to build a name for yourself. And that's why now you'll start seeing, again, here I'm going to come back on social media, and this time I'm going to do it right. So yes, the end of the
Awesome.
day, it's work.
So I see that I caught you, in your office right now, and you look very comfortable. Um,
Thanks.
why is it, or what are you doing right now?
Um, I'll show you. I'm actually, and this is another thing. So when I moved out here, I didn't realize, can you see this? I'm
Yeah.
making, I have so much swag from when I was marketing hardcore in the Inland Empire.
So what
Well,
are you building? What are you making?
I'm actually making 100 sacks, backpack sacks with with some goodies, and I'm gonna just hand them out to like the homeless and people. There's a lot of mentally unstable people that are living on the street. There's just a lot of homeless people on the street. It's so sad. I've never had all these emotions before, but when I moved out here, it's different. It's really different. I don't think I ever seen a lot of homeless people like in Ontario, Rancho and Upland. I hardly ever seen them because the cops just kick them all out, So I think they all came to Long Beach.
They all came to Long Beach, right? Is it warmer out there?
I think it's the weather and it's the beach, and I don't know, but so I just felt compelled to, and I do like my share of like donating, and when people ask for things or whatever, I'm always the first to here's whatever I have, I have no problem giving. But this time around, I want to just do a little more, even if it's to feed one person every single night. And it's so sad because I do love Long Beach, and I don't think I'll ever leave this area. I think the next move I'll do is probably move closer to the sand, because right now I'm probably like 2 or 3 miles away. But
Okay.
yeah, I want to just help this community.
There you go. There you go. TLS is not leaving Long Beach. She's
No.
settled, and she's going to make her footprint really big in 2019, right?
Yes. I actually, I found an accountability partner that, I guess because of my numbers, it's so hard to take advice from other agents or other people, like, because that's the first thing, when you take advice from somebody, obviously you need to make sure they're doing better than you.
Okay.
And so it was really, I've gone through so many different coaches in the last 3 years also, from all the fairies and the Buffinis and every other coach. So every coach that I had, I'm like, you're not even like producing. How are you going to tell me what to do? So I actually just recently found somebody that just laid it down for me, and they're like, you need to just do these steps. And I'm like, oh, it's so simple. But this is coming from somebody that's been in this business and that's still thriving 20 years. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yes, next week I'm going to have a schedule. You're going to see me working, and I'm just going to be a little more balanced, but a little more consistent, because I'll tell you, last year it did not work.
Okay. All right. So it looks like the dust has settled. You're getting back on a plan, and it's time to work now. Right now, is it about the money? Is it about units?
Nope. Right now it's, and people are lying if they're saying they're in this business too, because the sky's the limit with this business. And I attest for that. This is coming from me. Before I worked here, whatever I was making before, I just got that Hall of Fame award last year. And that Hall of Fame is, I think you have to make $1 million in gross or net or something like that. And I did that from 2014 within less than 4 years.
Okay, what do you contribute your success to for you to be able to jump those ranks and make the Hall of Fame in 3 years with your previous company?
I really do love what I do, though. When I am in a transaction, I love what I do. I love selling real estate. I love negotiating. And I love that I can, I love it. I just love real estate in general. And I don't work with that many clients. I work with a handful of clients, but I like the clients I work with. Thank God, because there's some people out there that I'm like, oh, maybe we just don't mesh. Just like with realtors come a dime a dozen. So I want to work with people that like me, and I want to like them back, because at the end of the day, this is a relationship. And I have clients that are like, police officers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the area, and they're like, hey, why don't you come down? I'll show you the station. And I mean, I guess I want the people I work with, I want to be able to call them my friends and family.
Awesome. Awesome. How, so what did you do prior to real estate, since this is, I would say still a new career for you, you're hitting the 4 to 5 year.
I was in HR. I did payroll and I did HR management. I worked for a construction company. And then I'll tell you how I became a realtor is I was actually buying a house in 2011, working a regular job, and I had a really shitty realtor. And you know what's so funny? I mean, so again, real estate is not taught in any books. It's all about the transactions and the relationships. This realtor had a fancy degree, and it was, and with people with fancy degrees, you're like, oh, okay, but in 2011, when I was buying a house, for every 5 homes that were for sale, 3 of them were like short sales, and then the other 2 were standard sales, and they were investor flips. So what I did was the realtor I had, we would go and look at properties, and I was ready to go. I was approved up to 500,000. We had cash. We had, we're ready to go. Would tell this agent, okay, bring a blank contract, write it up. Did you call the agent? Did you tell them that we're willing to come up? Did you find out there's any more offers on the table? And the first thing she told me was, Tina, we don't work like that. And I was like, how do you work then in real estate if you don't work like that? So I ended up finding the house that I just recently sold, and the broker and agent of that house was actually Christian Fuentes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. So okay. I called Christian, and I was like, I was like, hey, is this your listing? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can you show it to me? Me and my husband get off work at 5:30, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. I said, look, I'm pre-approved up to 500,000. We're ready to buy. And he's like, okay.
I'll be right there.
So he showed me a house, and it wasn't the house that I wanted. I was like, oh no, this is not it. Then he showed me another house. And I remember, so as soon as we walked in, the first thing I said was, what is it going to take for me to get this house? And then he said, are you a realtor? And I said, no, I probably should be one, but no, I'm not a realtor. And he's like, oh, because you're acting like you are. I was like, and he didn't know this, but that year in 2011, I was probably house shopping for 6 months. And I started reading stuff and Googling everything. And I'm self-taught, where I taught myself.
Awesome. So Tina, how would you rate your personality? Like, are you a strong individual?
Oh, she's strong. Oh, by the way, hi. Sorry, I'm a little late.
I know.
Senor Jaime, what's up? Okay, so strong. Now, strong, is it just strong or aggressive?
Aggressive. I'm very upfront. If a deal is going to go sideways, or you know what, I'll call people out on their shit, and I will. And the same thing with me too. If I fucked up, I want you to tell me I fucked up so I can fix it. Okay. And I think this is what's probably gotten me this far is I'm just straightforward. When I do deals, everything is laid out on the table. There's no, there's no like
no hidden agenda.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, I'm in a transaction right now with these 2 agents, and You know, appraisal didn't come into value, and we're back and forth negotiating. And the first thing I tell him, and I said, hey, dude, look, if your seller is not going to come down in price, tell me so I can start taking my clients to go look at houses. And you know what he replied to me? And it made me so angry. He replied, he's like, Tina, don't give me the routine of I'm going to show my clients houses. And I was like, whoa. And I replied, I said, dude, first of all, it's not a routine. I'm going to show my clients houses. I don't live in the IE, but I'm going to show them houses. So you tell me if your client wants to move forward or she wants to cancel. If she wants to cancel, no big deal. Let's, you know, get it done and over with and move on. So that was that.
Do you have an outcome to that, or is it still up in the air?
No. We're actually now, then yesterday they sent me that they're reducing the price to the appraised value, and we're probably closed in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's what we need to do. And that's the kind of market that we're in. People hire us to make decisions, you know, to be able to give them the options, but, you know, give them what the best outcome could be. So awesome for moving forward with that.
How are you doing on your stress levels, Tina?
I'm doing better. I think a lot of like my stress levels, I'm telling you, it's anxiety and moving out here.
I feel you.
I'm telling you, I was just telling Jesse, I was like, dude, I got 4 1099s last year.
Wow.
So
I think I'm looking at like 6 right now. I know more are coming.
Yeah. So
where do you see, or what is it that you're wanting to see from TLS in the next 12 months?
I still want to be, I want to still be the way I work. I only want to work with a handful of clients at the same time. Just because I love what I do, and I like to make sure I have control of the whole situation. Like probably my specialty is contingent sales, only because I can keep the timelines going and everything usually works out smooth.
Okay, that's cool.
For in the next 12 months, selling a couple of my investments and just reinvesting it. I want to buy a lot more investments probably within the next 5 years. My goal is to have at least 25 doors within 5 years.
Okay. So here goes a question that I'm just going to bring out right now. Do you think the business is a little more difficult for females out there that you know are trying to stay alive?
No, really, you're battling your own mind, your own self. Get out there and work, because that's what it comes down to. I started working, and then all of a sudden deals are just coming my way again. So I had to stop. I stopped being scared in the last quarter of last year, and I really just got out here and finally I'm working. And that's all I'm doing is I'm working the way I'm supposed to be working. I'll be working a lot more better next week when I have my schedule on track and I have my accountability partner, but working.
So it really doesn't matter if you've got a penis or a vagina.
Yeah, it doesn't, dude. Oh, and then follow up. Like everyone says, that's probably my regret is I am, and I tell clients, I'm not a bugaboo agent. I am super aggressive, but if you don't want to work with me, then that's okay, you know, but I'm not going to keep hounding you. But I think you have to keep hounding people and you have to keep following up with them. So it's the follow up. And that's
can we go and talk a little bit more about the anxiety? Because I got to tell a quick story about that. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I can't remember. I think it was last year. I had this huge panic attack, and I had to go to the doctor and figure out what was going on, and they gave me some meds. And then after a while, the doctor was pretty much, hey, like, we're just going to take you off because you just have to go to a psychologist or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
You know? So I ran out of the meds, and one day I'm over at her office, and I'm doing a shoot, and I could feel the remnants of it still coming on. And I'm like, man, I can't get rid of it. So I go downstairs, I go get a glass of water, and all of a sudden Tina Louise pops out of the corner. She's like, dude, look what I have. And it's a postcard. And what does it say on there, Tina?
The CBD one? Or is it?
CBD, exactly.
Yes.
I was like, give me some.
I was like, oh my gosh, look at how calm I am. I've been eating these, and usually I'm like screaming at people, but now I'm like, cool. Listen, you fucked up. We need to fix it. But usually, and I'm sorry, Jackie, because I've done this to her. I'm like, and I probably didn't have chew on my CBDs, but I mean, I'm that person that I'm like, dude, you fucked up. How are we gonna fucking fix this now? But when I'm chewing CBDs, I'm like, dude, you fucked up. How are we gonna fix it now?
It goes back to it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes, it's how you say it. So that's another thing is because I had already been living out here. So imagine I'm living out here in Long Beach and I'm still trans, and don't get me wrong, I still love it, okay? Because I still have clients in Upland that I'm going to help, and I have listings that are coming up in Upland also. So driving is not a problem for me, but yeah, my anxiety was through the roof last year, and all because of the move. And here I am thinking the sky is going to fall, real estate's going to crash, what's going to happen to us? We're going to am I going to die because I don't have, it was a lot of emotions last year.
And you could say it was all, majority in your head?
Yes, majority of it is in your head. But you do need help. Sometimes you do, and and Adrian will tell you, he's like, why don't you get a CBD? And I'm like, fine, he's like, dude, you're getting a little out of hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I worry, and sometimes you're worrying and there's really no reason to worry because it's not here yet. So now I'm, I have a different calling now. So I want to help a lot more people. I still want to, I want my business to thrive, obviously, because it is my bread and butter and it's my career. It's my paycheck, but I want to just be my absolute best.
Awesome.
And on top of that, I want to just do a little more. I know everyone talks about being present, and I think that's my problem is that I would just rather, here's money, and you donate. But I kind of want to be a little more involved. So I'm waiting for actually my Amazon package because I ordered, dude, Amazon's awesome. I ordered 100 pairs of socks, and I'm going to stick them in all these bags, and I'm just going to hand them out. I'm going to try to hand them all out tomorrow. I don't know if I can get to 100 people, and it's a little scary because they're, another thing is people that are homeless, a lot of them are mentally unstable, and they can be scary, So
have you done this before? Have you gone out to
no, I haven't done this before, but I've donated to the cause and I've seen it. But this time I see them all the time. It's so weird because there's a nail shop right here that I go to, and and I park in the parking lot, and there's someone sitting there. I'm like, damn, dude, here I am getting my fucking nails done, and this fucking man is just laying on the curb, So it's just things like that. I mean, their homelessness is a real big problem. I didn't realize that until I lived here, and I can see it. So.
Really? We would see them all the time at the office.
Oh yes, they come in the nighttime, and I always give and the guy with the pit bull, I always give him every time I see him, I'm like, here man, here's but yeah.
I always tripped out when they had cell phones. I was like, okay. They're like, hey, can we charge us in somewhere? I'm like, I don't know where there's an outlet for you. Sorry. Yeah.
So Jaime, ask your question.
Okay, here's something. Give us something that people would be surprised to find out about you.
I don't like to cook and clean.
No, I could believe that.
Oh, okay.
Where's Adrian at?
Okay, well then, never. Shit, I don't know. because I don't know. I mean, this is fucking me in a nutshell, and you know me also, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. You've always been pretty real and raw, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there was anything, it probably would surprise me, but I don't know. Shoot.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Are you Asian?
I'm actually Filipino and Thai. I speak fluent Spanish. My family descended from Spain, just like how the history books is Spain conquered the Philippines. That's how a lot of us wound up with Spanish last names. But I am half Filipino, half Thai, and I speak fluent Spanish.
That's cool. It's
I didn't
really
know.
cool to see her actually speak Spanish, man. That's pretty cool.
Actually, you know what? Let's go. So, ¿dónde naciste?
Okay, speak to me in street Spanish, because yo entiendo español, no puedo hablar bien, pero yo entiendes, and that's like I could probably live in Mexico.
Yeah.
You probably pick it up really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even my reviews, some of my, well, it's not some. I have one review on my Zillow, and it's all in Spanish, and it says, "You will be surprised, but Tina speaks Spanish, and once she starts speaking Spanish, I was a little more comfortable, and I can trust her." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." But yes, yo hablo español, no puedo, yo entiendo español, pero no puedo hablar bien.
Wow, no, it sounds
now, see, that's something I was surprised about. There you go. You answered the question.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So Tina Louise Sanchez, if somebody would like to get a hold of you, how would they go about it?
Call me, text me, 626-367-8809. Find me on Instagram, Facebook. Nowadays, everybody's on Facebook, and that's it. But you know what? Oh, and that's another thing is I try to be really nice to people, because at the end of the day, this is a small world, and there's like, it's a small world. Even if you're nasty and dirty or mean to people, you're gonna run into them somehow, because I've ran into people that have been nasty to me, and I'm like, oh, and then I've seen them and I'm like, ew, but it's a small world, dude. So be nice out there to people.
That's true. Be nice, people. All right, well, that wraps up another series of the True Hot Seat. We appreciate everything. Smash up those likes, share it.
Thanks.
And if there's anybody else out there that you'd like us to bring on the show, let us know. Or if there's any questions that you want us to ask, drop us a line. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace out.
Thank you, Tina.
Bye.
Bye-bye.